on, people? Welcome to Football Carnage, and we are back with another Madrid hype right here for you guys on the channel. And this is going to be a very action-packed show. I got so many topics to go through. We got to talk about Trent. The club have officially announced the signing. We got to talk about Rodrygo because there still is some interest for him from the Premier League. We're going to be looking at Chelsea and Arsenal. It seems like the two London rivals are fighting for his signature. Also, Endrick, will he go on loan this summer? It looks like Juventus, they're willing to offer him a little loan deal so that he can get some consistent playing time. Then I know everybody definitely saw the news about Myles Lewis-Skelly that came out yesterday, and that Madrid are looking at potentially signing him. His contract runs out at the end of next season, and his contract extension with Arsenal, the conversations are not going well. Franco, cannot pronounce that guy's last name, right? But we all know the River Plate player, the Argentinian wonder kid. We all know that he wants Real Madrid. PSG are in for him. The club are kind of dragging their feet. And then we got to talk about the goalkeeping situation because Jean Garcia seems like he's on the short list of transfers that the club want to make if Lunin leaves this summer. So we got a lot of stuff to get into, right? And I need you guys to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and get in the live chat and let me know what you're saying about any of the topics that we are going to cover. Also, if you want to become a member of the channel, right? If you want to get a custom badge next to your name, if you want to get access to the emojis that we have as well, then you could become a member of the channel, right? The link is pinned at the top of the chat. And also, the link for the Discord is going to be dropped in the chat throughout the stream. Same thing with the link for the second channel. We will be live tomorrow with the Champions League watch along on the second channel, right? You guys don't want to miss it. We did the Conference League final, super lit stream. So hopefully you guys go to Carnage Extra and subscribe. But big up to the damn chat every single time. How are you guys? Nice Friday morning. Or it's Friday afternoon for me, actually. I don't even know why I said morning. Big up Santiago. Yes, sir. Big up the chat and smash the likes if you've not done so already, okay? Make sure that you guys aren't moving fraudulent. We are also doing Football Mania later today, as always, on a Monday and Friday. So, make sure that you guys got those notifications turned on so you don't miss that either. Just got home from school. Are you in America? How you just got home from school, brother? It's 12:40 in the afternoon. What do you mean you just got home from school? Like, what, you had a half a day? What's going on here? Let me see. Who else is in here? Yo, big up Barca Volume. Joke Club, hands down. Can't be talking about Real Madrid. I know a Barca fan isn't talking down about Real Madrid. Don't let what this past season done get you excited. Don't let that make you think that you're bigger than what you are. Comma. Nah, big up Barca Volume. What's going on, bro? The Lewis-Skelly rumors are mad funny. Facts. We're going to talk about it. I feel like, teams, or I'd say certain players, right? When contract negotiations aren't really going well, add Real Madrid to the rumor mill, and then maybe your team will give you that new deal ASAP. I feel like we do get used a lot, but I'm still going to entertain it because I actually do rate Myles Lewis-Skelly. But we'll get there throughout the show. Yo, Willie, big up, bro. The membership badge looks so sexy next to your name. I'm gonna be real. Yo, Touchline, what's good, bro? Bruno Fernandes, Al Hilal. Yes, I do have a video dropping about Bruno Fernandes possibly going to Al Hilal on the second channel. It's going to drop in a few hours. But we are going to talk about that on Football Mania as well. If I was Manchester United, brother, I would have been forcing Bruno on the first private jet to Saudi. I'm going to be real. I wouldn't even have gave him a choice. I'd have told him, bro, if you don't leave, you are not going to play next season. Let's see. in the UK, it's a holiday. What holiday is it in the UK? What is it, like Beans on Toast Day or something? Nah, let me stop. Big up to everybody that's in the UK. The Scouse is in our team. Facts. You guys saw what Liverpool did. We announced Trent, and then they announced Frimpong. I like it, right? Because you know, a lot of Liverpool fans were online, crying, tears running down their face, ranting about my right back, calling him a rat, and all these different things. I think Liverpool have moved very well in the market so far. And I actually like what they've done, right? We announced Trent, they announced Frimpong. Smart business. Give the fans something else to think about aside from seeing us Madrids celebrate Trent here. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, people. So much things to talk about, though. Fucking hell. This is going to be a lit stream, though. I'm not going to lie. What you mean, Ayo? What's the Ayo? Big up Wesley says, hope you are good, brother. Asking for the 5,000th time, do you have a problem with Liam of the Bayern view? See, I wouldn't have read that question if I would have looked at the whole thing beforehand. No, bro, I don't have a problem with Liam. I just don't rate what he did. I feel like as men, you can't be so sensitive. And he kind of annoyed me when I removed him from the Football Mania group chat, and then he goes on a live stream, and then he exposes all of the group chat text. For me, that's weird. So, big up to the Bayern view. Shout out to Liam, but I have no longer nothing to do with him. He's an absolute snake. And I think to be what? Liam's like 27, 28 years old. Bro, you're upset that you got removed from a group chat, from a show that you don't join like that. I don't really get what the problem is, but you know, when you don't have nothing else going on in your life, right? And when you're chronically online all the time, and when there's nothing else that you have going on, being removed from a group chat, I guess it hurts you. I've been removed from plenty of group chats. It's not a big fucking deal. Like, it's you don't join the show. Like, the only time that Liam talks in the Football Mania chat is to just talk shit about Real Madrid. So I'm sitting here like, bro, what the fuck are you doing here? You don't join the show. Get out. I've removed a lot of other people from the group chat. I don't see nobody else crying. So, nah, it's no problem. Liam is just a snake. Anybody that exposes group chat or private messages is a snake. So, no problem. I just don't fuck with him. So, you'll never see me do a stream with him. You'll never... Anything that he's on, I'll never promote. I'll never be a part of. Simple like that. But I hope that he does well. He also went on to do his own football show as well. Mind you, I have Football Mania Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. All of a sudden, Liam gets removed from the group chat, and now he starts Football Chaos. He starts Football Chaos. And guess what day and guess what time he does it? Monday and Friday at 5 p.m. Look, big up to the Bayern view, man. I appreciate the competition. It's not much competition, but it's okay. We can all compete. But, yeah, no problem. I just think, you know, bro has some feminine tendencies. That's all. But it's all good. Let's see. Yo, Ethan, big up, bro. You have been here since I had about 600 subs. You're a real one, my guy. How'd you find my channel back then? We're so close to 10K. I can taste it. I think we hit 10K, God willing, by the time the Club World Cup kicks off. Hopefully we're on 10K. That would be awesome. Let me see. A few more chats, then we're going to get into it because I don't really want to waste too much time. Hold on, guys. 1 second. Before I do a couple more chats and then get into all the topics, let me set something up really quickly so I don't forget. But yeah, guys, look, it's so much things to talk about. Like, how are you feeling about Trent? How's everybody feeling about Trent officially being announced? I mean, like, we all knew that he was going to join the team, but it's like when the announcement actually happens, it's like, oh shit, like, yo, this is really happening, right? Hold on, I'm trying to set something up, but I don't see it. Hold on. All right, we should be good. Let me see. Oh, Santiago, you're not American. I don't know why I assumed that you were American. Okay. Yeah, then you're 5 hours ahead. In the UK, it's about to be like 6 p.m., right? It's crazy. I just saw Al Nassr versus Al Ahly watch along and clicked on it. Oh, yeah, I did do a Saudi watch. Yeah, I used to do some Saudi watch alongs. The Saudi League is actually pretty entertaining. I found your channel after the Espanyol loss. Yeah, probably found one of the rants. All right, couple more. I think Trent can unlock the team. He has like 12 passes into the final third almost every game. Yeah, look, man, bro is a phenomenal player, and we're going to talk about it. And this is a good way to segue into it. So, look, guys, we got a lot of topics to get into, right? You guys are about to be very entertained for about the next hour, okay? Make sure you guys grab a drink, go grab your favorite snack, smash those likes buttons up, right? Subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications. Now, let's talk about my right back. Man like Trent Alexander-Arnold has officially been announced by Real Madrid. And it's just such a beautiful thing to see. I've said it for time. This is one of the worst kept secrets in football. Like, we knew that this was going to happen. Trent announced that he was going to be leaving Liverpool at the end of this season. And the guy has now just made the best decision of his career, because I have all the confidence in the world that he is going to be a success at this club. Trent Alexander-Arnold is the best right back in the world, and we got him for only 10 million euros. We got to get into it. And it's just so lovely seeing these Liverpool fans crash out. I'm in a lot of group chats, and they're actually trying to force a rivalry with Real Madrid. And I'm thinking to myself, Liverpool fans, we don't rate you like that. You're known as that club that when the UCL comes around, we usually just beat you, right? I know that you guys beat us this past season. Congratulations. But what about the 2 UCL finals? Getting dunked on by Vinicius. Trent Alexander-Arnold was watching us celebrate those trophies. And I think he made the decision to himself. He said, yo, I can't stay at Liverpool. I can't be at this shit club. I have to go and join Real Madrid. I have to cement myself as a footballing legend. Look at what Jude's accomplished. He wants to play with Mbappe, Vinicius, Rodrygo, Valverde, Tchouaméni, Arda Güler, Dean Huijsen, Rudiger, Courtois. Come on, man. Look, Liverpool. Don't act like you can compete when you don't even compare. But let's talk about it. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Bienvenido, my right back. What a signing. We are moving mad, and the window hasn't opened yet. I told you guys, last season, we were so shit that Florentino Perez was going to take this summer very personal. We have escaped Lucas Vazquez at right back every week. Now my right back options are Trent, Danny Carvajal. What an upgrade. Fuck Liverpool. Since they want to force a rivalry so bad, now your club's gonna get cooked. You guys are shit. Who the hell wants to live in Liverpool when you can live in Madrid? All your best players are like 40. Mo Salah, old. Van Dijk, old. Even though, to be fair, they are getting Florian Wirtz. So, you know what I'm saying? We do got to put a little bit of respect on Liverpool, because they are moving a little different this window. But point is, brother, Trent had the option to either stay at Liverpool or come to Real Madrid, where he's going to start at right back. Xabi Alonso is our new manager. Trent is going to look like prime David Beckham in Xabi Alonso's system. Everybody that's going to talk to me about his defending, everybody that's going to talk to me about, oh, well, when he goes against Barcelona, brother, you think I'm fucking worried? I now have a manager that's going to be a tactical genius, that's going to come into these games with a plan, that's not just going to rely on individual brilliance. Trent Alexander-Arnold is going to absolutely cook at Real Madrid. I'm telling you this right now. But let's get into it, because there is a lot of things that are going on with this deal, right? And there's a couple of tweets that I want to run through. But I want you guys to get in the comment section and let me know, what are you saying about Trent joining Real Madrid? Do you think he will flop, or do you think he will be a success? Barca fans, also, I see some of you guys, don't cry, right? Tell your club to get their money up, and then maybe you can afford to bring in players of this level. He's better than Jules Koundé. Trent is the most valuable and the best right back in the world. I'm saying it right now. I mean, duh. But the club dropped the comunicado oficial for Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I want to read through this. And before I read it, let me sip on those Liverpool and Barcelona tears, because for some reason, I don't know why Barca fans are speaking. What does this have to do with you? Shut up and watch the best club in Spain continue to make us relevant. If it wasn't for Real Madrid, people would talk about La Liga like it's the Bundesliga or like it's Liga 1. Nobody would respect us if it wasn't for Real Madrid. Understand this. Understand that we make the league relevant. Understand, we carry us in the UCL. Come on now. Now, let me sip these tears real quick. It's refreshing. Whew. Let's look at the statement that Real Madrid have dropped. So, Real Madrid Club Football and Liverpool FC have reached an agreement by which Trent Alexander-Arnold is linked to our club for the next 6 seasons, from June 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2031. The 26-year-old English international player comes to our team after winning 9 titles with Liverpool, 1 Champions League, 1 Club World Cup, 1 European Super Cup, 2 Premier Leagues, 1 English Cup, 2 League Cups, and 1 English Super Cup. Alexander-Arnold, who has developed his entire career as a footballer in Liverpool, has been an absolute international since 2018 with England, he has played in 2 World Cups, the 2018 and 2020, and a Euro Cup, the Euros, okay? At an individual level, he has been included once in the FIFA Pro World 11, twice in the UEFA Champions League Team of the Season, and 3 in the Ideal Team of the Premier League. In addition, he was elected Best Young Player of the 2019-2020 Premier League season. Alexander-Arnold will play with Real Madrid at the Club World Cup, which will be held in the United States from June 14th. Let's keep it going. Now, a lot of Liverpool fans are upset, right? They don't like the way that Trent has left the club. A lot of people were talking about, oh, Trent leaving is a disgrace, and, oh, we're not going to get any money for him. Well, you guys did get some money for him. Now, if your club were not incompetent, and if your board did their due diligence, and if they didn't allow players to run their contracts down, then maybe you could have gotten his true value. But because your board were slacking, this is what happens. Real Madrid are not the villains. We take advantage of other clubs' idiocy. That's how I'll put it. Now, according to some reports, and we all know this, Real Madrid were prepared to pay 40 million euros to sign Trent in January, but Liverpool did not entertain it. So now, whose fault is it that he's leaving for such little money? Is it the player's job to get the club a fee? No. The player's job is to go out there and give his all for the club that have contracted him. It's not the player's job to go out there and get a high transfer fee. You could have got $40 million in January. You guys decided to not want to do business. So now you lose him for way less. Now, Real Madrid could have waited until July, right? We could have waited and signed Trent on a free. But we want him for the group stage of the Club World Cup. Now, legally, Trent would have still been under contract at Liverpool during the beginning of the Club World Cup because it starts in June. Remember, contracts they expire at the end of June. So if we wanted to bring him in for the group stages, then we needed to give Liverpool some kind of money because they weren't going to let him leave for nothing and join us early because they're a little bit salty. And I get it. I think it's great business. If I was Liverpool, I wouldn't let Trent go early either, right? Pay me some bread. But I like that the club weren't cheap. I like that Real Madrid went out there and said, you know what? We'll give you the money for Trent because we understand, right? Xabi Alonso is now here. And this Club World Cup is a major tournament. The prize money that's involved is ridiculous. You will get more money for winning this new Club World Cup than you would get for winning the UCL. You would make over 100 million euros from winning this competition. So it's very important for all clubs that are involved. I know that some people might try and downplay this tournament because they couldn't get in, but it is a major trophy. So we got to take it serious. And Xabi Alonso, this will be his first matches as a Madrid manager. So you have to bring Trent in. You have to bring him his pieces now. Because essentially, this major tournament has to also be viewed as a preseason. Because I don't think we're going to go on a preseason tour after the Club World Cup. The players are going to need some rest. So yeah, it makes sense to bring Trent in immediately. For the teams that are in the Club World Cup, there's going to be an early transfer window that opens up. I think about a week or so before the tournament kicks off, where you're going to be able to register new players for this competition. So that's what we did. And I like that. I would have been annoyed if the club said no to getting him in early to wait to bring him in for free, right? Like, if you're going to bring Trent in for the Club World Cup, then you let him be there from the start. Don't bring him in when it's the knockout stages in July, because then that would just might throw off the rhythm of what the team has going on. So we really gave you this 10 million as a formality to stop you from crying. So Liverpool fans, shut up. You can't say, oh, Trent, he left for free. What a no, you got 10 million. That 10 million, you can use that for Florian Wirtz and his agent fees. You're welcome. Charity FC. We gave you guys a little piece to keep you quiet. Like, come on now. Like, the disrespect to Trent, it's just insane, bro. Like, this guy is the best right back that Liverpool have ever seen for their club. He's a club legend. He's come through your academy. He's won everything. Nobody can talk down on Trent Alexander-Arnold if you're a Liverpool fan. That's all that I'm saying, bro. But I'm very excited about him coming in, right? I think he's going to be a big help for the team. He's going to definitely help with our deep line playmaking issues that we've been missing. I think that his creativity on that right side is going to be something that we haven't seen from the right back position at Real Madrid for a little bit. But again, tell me, what do you think about Trent Alexander-Arnold? Will he succeed? Will he not? One last thing that I want to talk about. So we all know that Trent wears the number 66. And that's okay in the Premier League and in other leagues. But in La Liga, you're not allowed to wear a number that high. If you're registered as a first-team player, then you cannot wear above number 25. If you're from the academy, And if you get registered that way, then your number could be higher. So Trent's going to have to pick a new number. I think he personally will wear number 12. When I look at the squad and when I look at what numbers are available, 12 is open. Could take that, Marcelo wore number 12. Fantastic left back. Trent could take it and make it his own. Maybe when Danny Carvajal leaves after next season, Trent will wear number 2. Who knows? But I think this upcoming season, it'll be number 12. But, look, Xabi Alonso is going to get the best out of him. I'm very excited for Trent to be at the club. It's going to be an amazing signing, and he's going to be very successful here. But like I said, let me know what you guys are saying, right? Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications. Let's see. Trent is top 3 in the world. Facts to me. Come on, bro. Give him a 9 behind that 6. What do you mean by that? Trent 12. Yeah, I think 12 just makes the most sense. Yo, Hubers, what's good, bro? Barcelona is more domestically successful than Madrid. That's a fact. Yeah, you're probably right. But we have more La Ligas. You have more Spanish Super Cups and you have more Copa del Reyes. But we have more La Ligas and we have more UCLs and we have more Club World Cups and we have more UEFA Super Cups. So, yeah, you guys dominate the domestic tournaments, but we beat you in terms of the biggest trophy that you can win in Spain is La Liga. We have more of that. The biggest trophy that you can win, period, as a club, we have way more than you at that. So, I'm okay with what we have more of. You can have more Spanish Super Cups and more Copa del Reyes. That's perfectly fine. Yo, Quincy, big up for the super chat, bro. I appreciate that.
Oh, yes!
My guy says, big up. I really hope we get Stiller before the Club World Cup. Yeah, I don't think we're going to sign a midfielder before that tournament. I think we'll wait to see what happens, and then we'll make a decision. But Angelo Stiller's a baller. Definitely fits the profile of midfielder that we need. So if we do it, I'll be super happy with that signing, 100%. W super chat though. I appreciate that, Quincy. Big up, guy. Trent will be cooked? Okay, well, let me worry about that. Let me worry about that. He's not your player, so don't worry about him. Ha! Don't worry about him. Agent Jude, Jude was the first one who posted Trent. Bro, they're best friends, of course. Liverpool fans thought that when Jude was at Dortmund, Trent would be recruiting him. Who would have known? The odds, they switched. They switched. It was Agent Jude all along. Come on now, people. Let me see. A couple more chats, then we'll move on. Nah, Trent's going to definitely help us to unlock defenses. But the thing that we need to do is get an aerial threat off the bench. Like, we need a Joselu profile of striker. Somebody that's cheap, somebody that's tall, and somebody that's going to be willing to come off the bench in games where we're struggling to break teams down on the ground. When is Mendy and Ceballos leaving our club? I have no idea, bro. They both have contracts, so if they don't want to leave, legally, they don't have to. But hopefully, we do get rid of some of these players in the summer. Do you think we can win the treble with the squad next season? Maybe not next season, but I already went on record and said that I expect Real Madrid to win the treble underneath Xabi Alonso. I have that much confidence in this manager. And next season, right, Xabi Alonso is going to have some high expectations because he's fully being backed. Trent has been announced. Dean Huijsen. We're going to more than likely sign Alvaro Carreras very soon. And then there might be a midfielder coming in and then an attacker. Bro, Xabi is being backed way more than Carlo was. So, I mean, we do have to show a little bit of patience, But at the same time, I'm expecting 2 trophies minimum next season. It's a fact. Man like Ter Stegen in the chat saying holla Madrid. Oh my days. Do you foresee us getting more defenders? Because, yeah, I think we can get some more defenders. Only if one of Alaba or Militao leaves. I don't think that we make another center back signing if they're both still here. You have to get Alaba more so off the books. Because Alaba is like our 3rd highest paid player. And he's always injured, bro. Like, hopefully a Saudi team comes in and does us some favor. Yo, Al Hilal, Al Nasser, Al Ahli, Al Ittihad, somebody, please bid for this player. Let me see. Mendy isn't a bad player. He's not. But I don't see how Mendy's going to work in Xabi Alonso's system because Xabi Alonso needs his fullbacks to be good going forward. Mendy is not good going forward. That's the issue, right? Mendy, to me, if we do run a back 3, I see Mendy as like a backup option for left-sided center back, more as a fullback underneath Xabi Alonso. That's why we need a left back. And it looks like it's going to be Alvaro Carreras, but those Myles Lewis-Skelly links are there. We're going to talk about that. Let me not say too much right now. I don't want to give it away. Big up to man of God. W name. Hold on. W name.
Oh, yes!
Man of God. I like that, bro. I like that. W name, my guy. Shout out to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. What's up, bro? Love your content. You're so straight up. Holla Madrid. Who is Stiller going to replace in the starting lineup then? Good question, bro. I can't even tell you. And I don't think that us signing Stiller means that he just walks into the 11. I think it just gives us another option, right? It gives us a different profile in the midfield. Again, it just all depends on what Xabi Alonso does because at this point, bro, we're all just guessing, right? Like, we don't really know what Xabi's going to do. We all have an idea, and everybody has their own tactics that they think he'll employ. But I kind of have to see. I think the Club World Cup's going to tell us a lot about what Xabi Alonso is going to do. But until then, it's going to be pretty hard to say, bro. But nah, big up for the super chat, my guy. I appreciate that. Yeah, whether you're Christian, Muslim, whatever. Big up to everybody. You know, whatever your religious beliefs are, then that's dope. You know, continue to have faith. I'm just Christian, though. So that's why I said Jesus, right? Like, that's, you know, who I believe in. Jesus, you know, God, you know, the Holy Trinity and all these different things. So, but nah, big up. W chat. Okay. Guys, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so. It's over 170 people that are watching. Why aren't you in the chat? Don't be nervous, bro. Everybody's welcome. Doesn't matter who you support, right? We just talked about Trent, and we got a couple of other stories to get into as well. So, yeah, guys. Hold on. I want to make sure that, because there's something that I have to pull up, and it was giving me some issues earlier, so I want to make sure that it's not going to give me any issues now. Okay, we're good. We're good. Hold on. Okay. Big up the chat every single time. Big up everybody that's watching. But let's move forward. So, next thing that I want to talk about, right, is Rodrygo. We all know that he's being linked with a move away from the club. Now, when Xabi Alonso got announced earlier, and when he did his press conference, he was asked about Rodrygo. And the answer that he gave, it makes me think that maybe he's not going to leave the club this summer. Because Xabi Alonso has come out and he said that Rodrygo is an important player for Real Madrid and we will need him. So I'm hoping that Rodrygo stays at the club. I already told you guys, I think it would be a mistake to sell him without giving him a chance under this new manager. Now, I do have questions and I do have some concerns on where Rodrygo will play in this new system that we might be running, but I would like to see it. And I know that Rodrygo, even though he's coming off of a pretty lackluster season, the guy is a baller, okay? Respect the Bangladeshian Neymar, okay? Respect the New Delhi Ronaldo, all right? The Mumbai Messi. Rodrygo is my favorite player at the club. I really do rate this guy. And I think if he does leave, whatever team signs him will be getting an absolute monster on that left wing. I think Rodrygo at another club ends up being in Ballon d'Or conversations, ends up being put in top 5 in the world at his position conversations. He is that good. But he has been playing out of position at Real Madrid. And we have to face the reality. Unless Xabi Alonso really unlocks him, we're never going to see the best version of Rodrygo at Real Madrid. And I've already been on record saying that I would not blame him if he decides to leave. But I think we're going to play with Rodrygo at the Club World Cup. And I think that's where we will see what Xabi Alonso's plans are. So I don't think Rodrygo's going anywhere right now. But during that Club World Cup, by the time that tournament ends, we'll know. You know what I'm saying? So we got to talk about it. Because it seems like there is a transfer battle that's going on in the Premier League for his services. There's 2 London clubs that are fighting it out to sign Rodrygo. We got Arsenal on one hand, and then we got Chelsea on the other. And I want to talk about both teams, but I want you guys to get in the comment section and let me know if Rodrygo was to leave Real Madrid, and if his 2 options are Arsenal or Chelsea, which club do you think he should go to? Now, let's talk about it. And I want to start off with Arsenal because they are a team that are in a weird stage because there's so much pressure that's on them, right? A lot of people expect Arsenal to be winning trophies now, right? They're now 6 years in underneath Arteta, and they haven't really had much to show for it aside from a FA Cup that was won with Unai Emery's squad, right? Now, Arsenal, their attack needs to be upgraded because aside from Saka, they have nobody else that is really reliable. Their left wing is dead. Martinelli, mid. Trossard is better off the bench. And I think Rodrygo would immediately walk into that 11 and he upgrades their attack. And again, it will give him a chance to play in his preferred position, which is on that left wing. We all know that when Rodrygo gets a chance to play on the left, he's a different player, right? Left wing Rodrygo is a monster. We've seen it at Real Madrid in games when Vinicius is injured or when Vinicius is suspended. Rodrygo goes on that left wing and he cooks. So any team that needs a left winger, Rodrygo should be the number 1 priority for you this transfer window if he's available. And I think next season, right, a lot of people are expecting Arsenal to either win the Prem or the UCL. And if they're going to do that, you have to start making statement signings in the summer window. If they were to spend big on a player like Rodrygo, that shows intent. That shows that you're not fucking around anymore. That shows that you are serious about wanting to win. You don't need to go out there if you're in Arsenal and sign another unproven player, right? Sign somebody that's a project. No, you need a player that's ready now. And I think with the way that Arsenal play underneath Arteta, Rodrygo would do well. Everybody knows, look, I like Arsenal. It's my second favorite team. I want to see them do well, just not against Real Madrid. And for the first time in my footballing fandom, I've seen 2 clubs that I like the most go against each other. It was super weird. But Arsenal had to hold smoke because nothing's bigger than my love for Madrid. But if he was to leave, I wouldn't mind seeing him at Arsenal. I think he would do well there. I think him and Bukayo Saka would form one of the best duos in world football. That would be a huge signing for Arsenal. But the pressure is on. They absolutely need to win something next season. You feel me? So Rodrygo would be a great step in the right direction. Now, we're going to talk about Chelsea a little bit more in depth because a report came out saying that Chelsea want to compete for everything next season and want to make a big signing. They believe Rodrygo is perfect for them and he fits all requirements. Now, I agree. I think Chelsea, it would be an amazing signing for them to go get a Rodrygo. Chelsea have had a very good season. They finished in top 4, so they're going to be in the Champions League. And they just won the Conference League by beating Betis. So now that you're in the UCL, right, we know that Chelsea, they've been moving like a spicy Dortmund, okay? They've been moving like child predators, okay? These guys are trying to scout 4-year-olds in Brazil. They're trying to sign 12-year-olds from Colombia. They need to start making established signings. This is what Chelsea need. And a player like Rodrygo, when I look at their winger options, it's not the best. Madueke is shit. Pedro Neto is a decent player, but he plays on the right. And then you could have Rodrygo in the left, Cole Palmer in the 10. Now, I don't think that left wing is a priority for Chelsea. I feel like they need to go out there and be aggressive with a striker. And I know that they signed Liam Delap, but Liam Delap is a project. Liam Delap should not be starting for you if you're in the UCL. Like, if Liam Delap is the only 9 that Chelsea signed, that's a massive L. But, yeah, bringing a player like Rodrygo, 100%. That would be a very good move for Chelsea. Yo, Chelsea have a very good team, bro. I'm gonna be real. I've been high on Chelsea for a couple of years now. I rate a lot of their players. And I think Rodrygo would do well in an Enzo Maresca system. Very technically gifted player, can link play, has a good shot on him. And the key thing is he will get a chance to start on the left week in, week out. Also, don't forget, chat, Chelsea have Esteval Willian coming into their club as well. So now you can have Rodrygo be a mentor for the young Brazilian. By the way, I'm still pissed off that Real Madrid did not sign Esteval when we signed Endrick. He was right there, brother. How the hell did we allow this guy to end up at Chelsea? But look, transfer battles going on for Rodrygo. Again, I don't want him sold, but depending on how things go during the Club World Cup, if Rodrygo is holding bench, if he's not getting a lot of playing time, if he's not performing well, there is a high possibility that he ends up leaving during July or August. And I don't know how much money he'll go for, but in my opinion, it has to be a lot. Like, you cannot let Rodrygo go for only a little bit of money. Like, you'd have to get at least 100 million euros. What would that be? Like 90 million pounds? I feel like that's fair. For a player of Rodrygo's level, that's won everything, that's competed at the highest level, that's contributed to winning UCLs, that's been an integral part in Real Madrid's success since he's been here, you can't just sell him for chump change. But, yeah, talk to me, chat. What are you guys saying for Rodrygo? Arsenal or Chelsea? Which makes the most sense to you? Now, anybody that is going to come here and tell me that Rodrygo's a bum, you're absolutely crazy. Rodrygo walks into about 95% of the teams in world football. I'm going to be real. Like, I'm struggling to think of a club that he wouldn't start for. Maybe Barca, because Rafinha had an amazing season. What other club would it? Rodrygo gets into Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, Man United. He gets into every Premier League team. He gets into Bayern. He doesn't get in, okay, maybe PSG. PSG probably not. I'd say PSG and Barca, the 2 teams that he wouldn't start for. But don't be surprised if we see a little transfer bidding war for Rodrygo during the summer window. But Yeah, I want to know what you guys are saying. Big up everybody that's in here. Let me see. Interesting. Hey, bro, just wanted to let you know that whenever I'm feeling down, I tune into your content. It cheers me up knowing that I don't have shit knowledge like yours. Staffy.
Shut up, bitch!
Hold that. Hold that. You fraud. You fraud. Don't worry. Pacers in 6. We will be there for your downfall. Make sure that your phone is turned on Saturday night, buddy. You don't think that Rodrygo would start for Bayern? Are you mad? Of course he'd start for Bayern. Their left wing is dead. You don't think he'd get in over Leroy Sané or Gnabry? Like, what are we doing here, bro? Stop it. Trent is absolutely mid. You'll see soon. Okay. Well, I'm glad that he'll be mid for my club instead of somebody else's. If it doesn't work, he only costs 10 million, bro. Low risk, high reward. Hold that. Don't cry too much. Yeah, man. This guy Staffy's an absolute fraud. Manchester United are doing a tour of Asia, getting slapped up by Dumplings FC, barely beating Hong Kong. How you barely beating a country that I can't name one footballer from? Stop it. These guys gotta find shame. Like, why is a United fan even talking? Like, as soon as the season ended, you should have went into hibernation. I shouldn't have been hearing from you until August. Shut your ass up. The nerve. The nerve. Staffy talking to me is like a homeless man trying to discuss finances with Jeff Bezos. Like, what the hell is a polar bear doing in Arkansas? What's wrong with you? Find shame. Rebrand your channel. Do something productive. Carnage knows what he's talking about. Don't disrespect them. You know what, bro? Big up to your damn self. You know, I feel like sometimes the Carnage ball knowledge allegations, they get questioned a little bit too much, bro. I'm be real. I've been beating the allegations for the last year. I know what I'm talking about. Nah. But Staffy's my guy, though, chat. Don't take it too serious. Rodrygo wage demands are too high. Don't think Chelsea would go that much. Hope he joins Arsenal. I mean, they said that he wants 300K a week. Has a player like Rodrygo not earned 300K a week? Should Rodrygo join Arsenal and be behind Kai Havertz in terms of salary? Should he? He's more accomplished than any player at either of those clubs. If you're going to sign a player like Rodrygo, he should arguably be the highest paid player at your club. He's more accomplished than any player that Chelsea have. He's more accomplished than any player that any of these teams have. Let's be real. Few more chats, and we got to move on. Let me see. Yo, Dumplings FC. Yo, during that watch along, my man said, wait, what'd they say? That Manchester United are losing to Chicken Feet FC? Nah, that shit is crazy, bro. Is there any Raul Asensio updates? Brother, do I look like a judge? Are you asking me about a Raul Asensio update? I don't know what the hell he got going on, bro. All that I know is that that's my center back. And he will be here next season. Argue with yourselves. I don't got no Asensio updates. He's just fine. Rodrygo is the perfect fit for Chelsea. Chelsea don't have a natural left. Well, they do. Technically, right? They have, isn't Sancho a natural left winger? Or am I mistaken? Even though, I mean, obviously, if you can get Rodrygo, then you're going to take him over a Sancho, but Nah, Chelsea have a good team. It's going to be interesting to see what they do in the summer window. But, yeah, guys, look, continue to let me know what you're saying. Either Arsenal or Chelsea for Rodrygo. Now, another possible outgoing at Real Madrid is Endrick. This news came out of nowhere. But Juventus, they have offered Endrick a loan move. And according to the reports, Endrick's entourage are encouraging him to accept it. Now, I think a loan move for Endrick would make a lot of sense. Because you saw last season, he didn't really get as much game time, and it was really hard for him to find his form. And essentially, when Endrick signed for Real Madrid, right, a couple of years ago, before he made the move in the summer when he turned 18, don't forget, we didn't have Mbappe. At that time, Benzema was still our 9, if I'm not mistaken. So, now that Mbappe is here, the chances of Endrick starting consistently are, it's like 0%, bro. Like, he's essentially going to be a super sub. And I think a player like Endrick, he needs minutes consistently so that his game can develop. But I'm just not sure if that will happen at Real Madrid. Now, we can maybe put some of that down to Carlo Tax. And now that he's no longer our manager, and now that Xabi Alonso is going to be coming in, maybe Endrick will end up getting more minutes. And I think Xabi Alonso will use him more. But I think a loan move for Endrick would not be the worst idea. If I was him, I would seriously be considering going to Juventus. Now, I have no idea what they got going on at the moment because I don't pay attention to Serie A. Like, where are Juve? I think they did finish in a UCL spot, right? And I know that Vlahovic is being linked with a move away from the club. So Endrick could end up going to that league and starting. So this is something that the player should think about. But if Endrick leaves, then we're definitely going to go out there in the market and, again, target a Joselu profile of striker. The issue that we have is that last season, when we were struggling in games, right, and when we needed something different off the bench, we'd bring on Endrick. And Endrick, he did look good in the limited minutes. There were a lot of games where he was anonymous, but I think he did as good as he could with the amount of game time that he got. But he's not an aerial threat, right? Like, Endrick is like 5'8", bro. He's short. We need somebody that we can whip crosses into the box and he can beat defenders in the air. And I think Endrick does need to develop a bit more. I think that he does have to grow as a player. His decision-making is shit. Like, there were times when Endrick would get the ball in the final third, and the right thing to do would be to play one of the other options. But then Endrick would end up shooting from like 30 yards out. And in my head, I'm thinking, bro, what the fuck are you doing? But at the same time, I have to remember, Endrick is a young player. He's just coming from Brazil. I think the expectations that a lot of people had for him, he didn't live up to it in his first season. But not because he's a flop, not because he's not a good player. It's just Carlo did not use him enough. I remember there was like a good month, maybe even like 5-6 weeks, where Endrick and Arda Güler did not get minutes. It got to the point where I forgot that Endrick played for Real Madrid, bro. Like, they showed Endrick on the bench, and I said, who the fuck is that? I was like, oh shit, I forgot about Endrick. And he was the player that in the January window, I said Endrick needs to force a move out from the club. Not a permanent transfer, but a loan. But we'll see, right? I would like to go into the Club World Cup with Endrick. I want to see how Xabi Alonso is going to use him. For any outgoings at this club, unless I just don't rate you, and unless I just want you sold, like David Alaba, like Militao, right? Like guys like this. Unless I just already made up my mind that you should be out of the club, then I would like to see these players be given an opportunity in this new era, right? So, again, Juve, they're a big club in Italy, and I don't see why he shouldn't go there. Now, again, let me see something. Did Juve finish in the top 4? Brother, I'm telling you, Serie A, I do not pay attention to. They did. Okay, Juve came 4th. And they do have this manager. Okay. Hold on. Let me look at their squad real quick. Let's look at their squad. Hold on. Let me see who Endrick could be linking up with. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Yo, I forgot that Kolo Muani was there. He's on loan, right? They didn't buy him permanently. Yeah, so when I look at the forward options, right? And oh shit. Okay, hold on. I don't think that you guys can see this. All right, hold on. 1 second. It's definitely blocked for you guys. So give me 1 second. Let me update this real quick. All right. This is better. Okay, so now you guys can see it properly. But yeah, Vlahovic is being linked with the move away. Kolo Muani, I believe, is on loan. So they're going to have a need for a number 9. And this would give Endrick a chance to play week in, week out at an elite level. And it could only be good for his development, right? Gildas is a good player. Nico Gonzalez. Douglas Luiz is there. Even though I think he's flopped, right? Massively, Douglas Luiz has. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Weston McKennie and Timothy Way are there. Okay, got some Americans. Locatelli, Brenner, Renato Viega. Is he on loan from Chelsea or did they buy him permanently? I don't know. Yeah, I'll be real. Juve are kind of mid. Bro, when I first started watching football, Juventus were the best team in Italy. Like, the first Champions League I ever watched was Juve versus Barcelona. Like, Juve were the team back then. But, yeah, bro, like, their squad's kind of mid. But, yeah, look, I don't really care about Juve. I'm more so just thinking from the POV of what would be better for Endrick. So, what do you guys think? Should he leave on loan or should he stay? Again, I would like to see him underneath Xabi Alonso during the Club World Cup before I make a decision. But just given how things have gone so far, I think a loan move would be very beneficial for his career, for sure. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think. Big up to everybody that's in here. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. You think y'all will get MLS? Personally, we'll talk about that. But yeah. That's the next thing that we're going to talk about. Really want Luis at United? Well, why is it not his fault that he's flopped, Touchline? I think Endrick will benefit from a loan to Juve. Facts. Kolo Muani's their striker. I remember when he first ended up at Juve in January, he actually, didn't he score in like his first like 3-4 games? And then I just heard nothing about him anymore. Yeah, Yildiz is a baller. He is. Loan Endrick to Man United? No, thank you. I would prefer Endrick to go on loan to a Spanish club, to be honest. Like, I think it would do more for him to be playing in La Liga week in, week out. But if he goes to Juve, still an elite club, and they'll be in Europe, so y'all could be anywhere, but y'all are here. Yeah, man, smash the likes. Come on, people. Also, subscribe to the second channel if you've not done so, right? Carnage Extra. We will be live tomorrow. UCL Final Watch Along on the second channel. The Conference League Watch Along was so lit, so I'm excited for the second one. W chat. Also, join the Discord. If you guys are not in the Discord, what's wrong with you, bro? Over 260 people are in there. Get in the Discord. How long am I staying live for? I have no idea, bro. I still got to run through 3 more topics. So I'd say maybe another 30, 40 M's. Minutes. I don't know why I said M's, but yeah. But I'm going to be redirecting to RSM after this. Loan Endrick to the same league, and the team has to be newly promoted club. Like, that's what I'd be thinking. me see. Did you see Man City sign Cherky and Reinders and Joan Garcia? Man City did not sign all those players, brother. What are we talking about? Not saying they won't, but as of right now, they haven't gotten all those deals done. Juve would still be decent. He would still play UCL. Exactly, Omar. Big up, bro. Santiago, do not name drop my whole government, brother. Do not get timed out or banned from the channel, please. Don't be weird. Don't be weird. That's like if I was like Santiago and whatever the hell your last name is, brother. Yeah, just calm down. My 5 favorite players of all time? That's a good question. James Rodriguez, Neymar, Paul Pogba, Ronaldo. My 5 favorite players of all time. Yeah. So James, Neymar, Paul Pogba, CR7. Who would I put 5th? Who would I put 5th? I don't know. It's a good question. I gotta think about that. But those are my 4. Are you going to watch the Portugal? Yes, we will be doing the Nations League next week. The only watch-alongs that will be on this channel are gonna be Real Madrid and Barca hate watches. Any other game, if you want to know whether I'm doing a watch-along for it, you gotta go check the second channel out. That's where all the other watch-alongs will be. Nah, Messi's not in my top 5. I think Messi is obviously one of the best, but I wouldn't put him in my top 5. I don't know, for 5th. I have to think about it. Nah, Endrick will play in the Club World Cup. He is injured right now, but I think he'll be back for that. But, yeah, guys, look, let me know what you guys are saying about Endrick and a potential loan move to Juve. Would you do it, or do you think he should stay and try and fight for his place under Xabi Alonso? But we have to understand, Endrick starting for Real Madrid is not a possibility unless injuries happen, right? He would need Mbappe to get injured. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not going to just be a starter for us for a while. Hold on, chat. One second. And then we're going to get into Myles Lewis-Skelly. I just got to check a couple things. Where is... Okay. Yo, how's everybody's day going? Is everybody doing good? Hold on. All right. Okay. So, let me see. Awful. Why is it going awful, bro? All right. Why are we talking about MLS? Because, brother, it's news, bro. The news is out there. But, all right, let's get into it, though. Sorry about that. I just had to check a couple of things. And, like, everybody just keeps messaging me. Like, I hate seeing text messages pop up while I'm on stream, bro. Like, it just throws me off. And then I feel like it's something important, and I got to answer it, like, right away. And it could ruin what I'm saying. But anyways, chat. Okay. Now, did you see the news that linked us with Myles Lewis-Skelly, the Arsenal left back? Now, they're saying, and I'll pull it up right here, but according to the reports, they're saying that Real Madrid want Myles Lewis-Skelly. His contract expires in 2026, and renewal talks with Arsenal are not going very well. Now, let me just start off by saying this. I do not believe we are going to sign MLS. I do not believe he is going to leave Arsenal right now. I think he will end up getting a new deal. But, hypothetically, if this is a story that does have some things to it, and if it's not just waffle, because I do think that agents sometimes use Real Madrid's name to put pressure on the club to give their player a good deal. Now, I do believe that Real Madrid are looking at this player. If his contract runs out next summer, Real Madrid are involved. Trust me, we are monitoring what's going on. But I do not believe that MLS is an actual target for the club right now. We all know we're about to sign Álvaro Carreras, the left back from Benfica. But let me tell you something right now. If there's a possibility that Myles Lewis-Skelly would join Real Madrid this summer, I would rather sign him over Álvaro Carreras. Álvaro Carreras does not move me. Like, he looks like a good player, but I don't know that much about him. I think Myles Lewis-Skelly would be an amazing signing. I just don't think that this report is all the way true. This guy just burst into the first team with Arsenal, and he was damn near playing at a world-class level. In the span of 8 months, he went from being a prospect in the academy to Arsenal's undisputed starting left back to now potentially being the starting left back for the England national team. He was phenomenal in his first season. In the UCL, was looking like one of their best players. He absolutely cooked us. He had Rodrygo in prison. This kid is a baller. If he wants to come to Real Madrid, I am taking him over Álvaro Carreras. I would stop all talks with Benfica if this guy wants to come. Look, we already have a nice little British thing going on. He can play with Jude and Trent. But he looks like he is going to be one of the best left backs in the world. Absolute baller. And I'm not going to call him world class. He played at a world class level. But I would like to see him do it one more season. And I think he would fit Xabi Alonso's system perfectly. Now, the thing about MLS, right? He's more of a midfielder, right? Like, that's what he was playing in the academy. But his opportunity came at left back with Arsenal. And he's taken that position and hasn't looked back. I don't see how you can even drop this guy. MLS is a big piece for what Arsenal have in terms of going forward, right? Like, his overall game, phenomenal. This guy can attack. This guy can invert. He can overlap, can cross the ball. He's good defensively. A very strong player in 1v1s as well. When Arsenal were in the UCL, bro, he was arguably their best player in the knockout stages. And I rate that he has a lot of confidence. I like that a lot, bro. This guy was at the Bernabeu, and this guy literally was telling the crowd, vamos. He was trolling the Real Madrid fans at the Bernabeu. I'm going to be real. I rate it. I like players like this. I like guys who are cocky, but they're able to back it up. And it seems like he's one of those profiles of players. Now, I know that he's gotten like a lot of abuse this season, right? I know that people have been scrutinizing him heavily, but if this guy keeps balling out, he can do whatever the hell he wants. Again, I would take him at Arsenal. I would take him at Real Madrid. I just don't believe that we are actually in for him. But if his contract is running down, then I do believe that the club are keeping an eye on it. Very good player, bro. Absolute baller. better than Alvaro Carreras. I'm sorry, bro. Like the Alvaro Carreras signing, I'm happy to be getting a new left back, but it doesn't really move me. A signing like MLS would excite me a lot more. If he comes, I think right now, the guy's, what, 18 or 17 years old? To be honest, I think he walks into Madrid's 11 right now. He's better than Fran Garcia. Way better than Fran Garcia. And Ferland Mendy is always injured. Ferland Mendy's overall game is not as complete as his. If you're an Arsenal fan, you need to be worried. I'm gonna be real. You absolutely need to be worried. Because if talks are not going well, in a situation like this, when a player's contract is running down, they have all the leverage. If he only has 1 year left on his contract, Arsenal have to get it done. This guy could ask for anything. And if Real Madrid are in for him, then his wage demands might go up a little bit more. But I do believe that his agent has told the press that we're looking at him. Everybody's going to always use Real Madrid's name if their contract's running down. I don't see him leaving. I think he ends up staying at Arsenal. I think he gets a long-term deal. They would be stupid to let this guy leave. Phenomenal player, bro. But again, let's see what he does next season. But yeah, we kind of have to separate bullshit from the truth. I think any player in the world that's a baller whose contract is running down, I believe that Real Madrid are interested. But do I believe that Real Madrid have contacted MLS? No. Like that, I would not believe. But again, Arsenal, make sure you get this deal done. Because if we're in the middle of the summer and MLS still has not signed a new contract, I don't know. Maybe we got to have some conversations. But yeah, the guys come in, right? Arsenal last summer, they signed Calafiori. Calafiori was supposed to be their starting left back. Calafiori's a scrub, okay? MLS, way better than him. This whole time, they had their starting left back on the bench in their academy. And they dropped $30 million on a fashion model. I ain't gonna lie, that's a L. That's a major L right there. But yeah, chat, let me know what you guys are saying about MLS potentially coming to Real Madrid. Do you think that he's of that level or not? Because for me, he is. And I could only see him getting better. And especially if Xabi Alonso comes in and runs this back three, and then you have MLS playing as like a left wing back when he's going to be in the midfield, he's going to be able to go forward. This would be a signing that would excite me. But, you know, not to downplay Alvaro Carreras, right? I'm excited that he's coming in, right? He's a player that I'm not too familiar with. But, I mean, we don't have to lie. It doesn't move us. We need Saliba, not this MLS guy. Why not both? I mean, as of right now, we do need an MLS because we don't have another left back. Yes, the Carreras deal is basically done. But until it gets announced, as of right now, the time that I'm recording this video, we do need an MLS. Why are you saying MLS? Just say Skelly, brother. Don't tell me what to say. Are you mad? I'm going to say what I want to say. MLS is just his initials, brother. If you see Myles Lewis-Skelly on the screen, and then if you hear me referring to him as MLS, and if you're thinking about the American League, Omar, then I'm going to be real, bro. You have to start using more than 5% of your brain power. Come on, brother. Is MLS sponsored by Adidas? I have no idea. Lamine would still cook him. We're not worried about that, kid. Congratulations. 17-year-old FC. Yo, Eugen, big up. He won't leave Gunners. North London, born and raised. It's in his blood. They said the same thing about Trent. They said the same thing about Trent, bro. Again, I already said, I think the deal is very unlikely. But could be a possibility. Let me see. A couple more chats. I got two more things that I want to talk about with you guys. Let me see. Do you like my idea selling Fran and Mendy, we get Correas and Grimaldo. No, I don't want to sell Mendy. I think that you need somebody like Ferland Mendy because of how good he is defensively. I think Fran Garcia can go, but I would keep Mendy just as like a backup rotational piece. Leave our players alone, bro. Get the contract sorted. That's all. It's crazy these players want to stay at these clubs they are winning nothing at. I mean, but maybe he feels like he could be a part of the future that could be very successful for Arsenal. That could be one way to look at it, right, bro? But, yeah, let me know what you guys are saying about MLS Baller. I would take him at Real Madrid. And if this story has any concrete, actual links, if it's just not BS and made up, do it. Fuck it. Is Alexander good at defending? Alexander who? Who are you asking about here? We can't let Rodrygo go? Yeah, I think it just depends on what Xabi Alonso ends up doing with him at the Club World Cup, bro. But I do want to move forward, though, guys. But keep getting your chats in, right? I'll come back to you in just a few minutes. I want to talk about Franco. Now, I cannot pronounce this guy's last name to save my life. But the Argentinian wonder kid from River Plate, right? We've been linked to this guy for the last 2 years. And reports continue to come out that link us to him. Now, a few weeks ago, right, we did talk about signing him potentially. And I told you guys back then that I do not believe he's a priority for Real Madrid. And the reports that are coming out now kind of confirm what I've been saying. So, according to a couple of sporting outlets, they're saying that Franco's dream has always been Real Madrid. He's even willing to wait as long as necessary for them. The Spanish club are still interested, but are waiting due to his high price. On the other hand, PSG are ready to buy him ASAP. Now, this kid's a baller. From what I've seen, I like his profile. I like his play style. Can play in the 10 and can also play as a right winger. And he's left-footed as well. We kind of do miss that profile in our attack, right? We got everybody that just wants to be on the left wing. We can bring in a guy that would actually thrive on the right. So, I understand why the club are looking at him, right? We know that everybody likes to sign these wonder kids from South America. But at the same time, he's not a priority. We just don't need the position that he plays right now. If we want to go make some other signings, right, we still got to take care of the left back. We still got to get another midfielder that's a deep-lying playmaker. And then after you sort out those positions, then maybe we do revisit this Franco transfer. They're saying that he's willing to wait as long as possible. But PSG are involved. A couple of clubs are actually in for him, right? Like Manchester United. But PSG seem to be the favorite if Real Madrid don't end up signing him. And we know PSG, they're not afraid to spend money. And to be honest, PSG are a very attractive club at the moment. Like the project that they have going on is phenomenal. These guys are in a UCL final. At the time of me recording this, by the time you might watch this video, they could be UCL winners. They're going against Inter. Look at the talent that they have. Look at the technical ability of that team. Luis Enrique is at PSG cooking. And I think they need him a little bit more than we do. But I would like us to sign him, but I just can't see it happening in the summer. I think if we do sign a guy like Franco, it will end up being like a January kind of deal. Because I just think that the club's priorities are on other profiles at the moment. Very good player. But he literally plays in the same positions that Arda Güler does. So, that is something to think about. But at the same time, if this guy ends up becoming a world-class player, right, you don't want to miss out on him. You don't want to give PSG a player like this. Now, Real Madrid, look, we're cheap. Even if we didn't have other positions that we needed to address, the club were still going to want a penny pinch, right? We're not going to just splash the cash. We know that PSG, they're not afraid to spend money, right? These guys will pay his entire release clause right now. Whereas Real Madrid, we're going to try and negotiate that down. And the only way that I think we get him is if the player is willing to wait and if the player forces the move, right? He has to force River Plate's hand. But I wouldn't be surprised if he does end up at PSG, right? Like PSG, they're usually in the South American market. They're looking at these, and you guys already know, like if you're a wonder kid from a few countries, Brazil and Argentina, you know that the hype is going to be through the roof, right? Everybody's going to call you the next Messi, the next Neymar, the next Ronaldo, like all these different names, right? But, nah, he looks very good, though. But at the same time, we just don't need this profile right now. I don't think he needs to be a priority for the club. And we're also looking at possibly bringing back Nico Paz as well. So if we sign Nico Paz and Angelo Stiller, how could we then go drop 40 or 35 million on another midfielder? Where is he going to play at? When's he going to be able to develop? Maybe if you sell Brahim Diaz, then, okay, that opens up a spot for a player in that same positional areas, right? Because Brahim Diaz plays on the right, plays as a 10. If he leaves, then okay, that does probably open up something for Franco. But again, I just think that we just need other pieces. Like, this to me is more of a luxury signing, not one that's actually needed. If PSG go get him, it would probably suck because he might develop into a baller, but it is what it is. There's always going to be another wonder kid, okay? We don't have to buy every single one. We can go out there and evaluate the future markets. You don't got to just splash so much money on a player that we don't need. Again, if we want to sign a wonder kid that is actually going to... You should have signed Esteval, bro. You should have signed fucking Esteval. You let this guy go to fucking Chelsea, bro. But yeah, Franco's a good player. But I just don't see us going in for him right now, to be very honest. But let's see. Because they said that he's willing to wait for Real Madrid. Let's see if they're lying or not. Trent is the reason Salah broke goal scoring right. Okay, we're talking about Trent here. Euro Hurts. Huh? You heard Sesko to Arsenal, but they also want Gyökeres. That team has brain damage. Can't pick a striker. I feel like out of those two, Gyökeres is just the obvious choice, right? Yo, big up Sensei. What's good, bro? Trent will allow Vinny to... Yeah, like, where's the debate here? Like, what are we debating? If Trent's going to be a good signing? Anybody that thinks Trent's not going to be a good signing, more than likely, they're just a little bit jealous, right? You have to take this with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't take them too serious. Let me get into the last story, though, right? Because I do kind of want to wrap up. I've been live for 1 hour and 25 minutes. Are you guys not entertained? We've ran through 6 different stories so far. This is peak content. I need you to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, get in the Discord, and subscribe to the second channel. Tomorrow, we will be doing a UCL final watch-along. Let me see. Did we get 100 likes? Yeah, see, look, W chat. Come on. I knew that you guys weren't fraudulent. I knew that you guys weren't going to be moving like Gavi, right? I knew that you guys weren't going to be moving like an absolute scrub. Big up to the chat every single time, man. But, yeah, let me get into the last story, though, because I don't really want this to be super long. But Real Madrid are in the market for a goalkeeper because there's a possibility that Lunin ends up leaving the club this summer. Now, Lunin, I rate him very highly. I think he is one of the best number 2s in the world, right? I can't think of a better backup goalkeeper to have at the club. I think Lunin has proven that he's good enough to even become our number 1. But the issue that we have, right, is Thibaut Courtois is the best goalkeeper in the world. It's not close. I don't care what anybody tells me. Courtois is number 1. He is elite. He is so far and clear that I can't even picture anybody but Courtois being our number 1 as long as he's fit and healthy, okay? This guy has been saving us from time. Big save after big save. Courtois is basically the Great Wall of China. You can't get past him, bro. Like, in 1v1s, he's phenomenal. Coming out of his box, he's phenomenal. Can catch the ball as well. All around amazing goalkeeper. Now, the issue that Lunin has is that Courtois is 32 years old. For a goalkeeper, he might as well be 25, okay? Goalkeepers can play up until they're like 40 years old at a very high level. And it doesn't look like Courtois is slowing down anytime soon. Courtois last season was our player of the season, in my opinion. He was phenomenal. If it was not for Courtois, we would have gotten cooked by Arsenal like 8-1 on aggregate. We would have lost more La Liga games. The reason that we were so competitive towards the second half of the season ending was because of what Courtois did the months prior. I don't think Courtois is going anywhere anytime soon. And I don't think Lunin really wants to be a backup for that much longer, right? We've seen reports about Galatasaray being linked to him. He might be leaving the club this summer. His agent is trying to find him a move. And I think, like I said, when we talked about the Galatasaray links, if I'm Lunin, I'm not leaving Real Madrid to go play for Galatasaray. If I'm Lunin, I'd be looking for a bigger club, right, around Europe to sign for. Not a team in Turkey, respectfully, right? Like, Lunin could start for, in my opinion, like, if I was Chelsea would be a fantastic move for Lunin. They need a new goalkeeper. They're in the UCL. He's clear of Robert Sanchez. He's clear of Petrovic. He's clear. Lunin is a fucking monster. If you guys remember when Courtois got injured last season, well, the season before, towards ACL, remember, Carlo Ancelotti brought in Kepa. He wanted Kepa to be the number one. Kepa was kind of mid, didn't play that bad, but wasn't anything spectacular. Lunin forced his way into being our number one that season. Lunin was amazing throughout that entire campaign. If it was not for Lunin, we don't win the UCL. We don't even make the UCL. Let's not forget that Man City performance at the Etihad in the second leg. Let's not forget all the big saves that he made. He is a very good goalkeeper. Now, if he does end up leaving, right, Real Madrid have identified a backup keeper that they'd like to bring in, and that is Jean Garcia, the goalkeeper from Espanyol. Now, this guy is a wanted man because a lot of clubs are linked to him. I've seen Arsenal, Manchester United, Barcelona, Real Madrid, and I'm probably forgetting a few other clubs as well. Now, he is a very good goalkeeper, and Espanyol are shit, but he's been arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the league, and it's no surprise that a lot of these clubs are in for him. Now, for him, depending on what he wants to do, I don't think Real Madrid are as attractive for a goalkeeper right now because of the reasons that I mentioned earlier. Thibaut Courtois. Now, if he's okay with being a number two, then I would take him. Him or the Mallorca goalkeeper, Ramon, because he's an absolute monster with those saves. Oh my days. But Jean Garcia is very good. But I think other clubs can offer him something that we cannot. And that is starting, right? Like, Barcelona want him. According to reports, he doesn't really want to go to Barcelona because he plays for Espanyol. Barca and Espanyol, big rivals, local rivals, okay? And the club don't really want to sell him to Barca. But other teams, right? Like, for example, Manchester United. They need a new goalkeeper. Onana is not the answer, okay? They need somebody that is competent. Jean Garcia is a good shot stopper. He's good with the ball at his feet. He commands his box very well. Again, I understand why these clubs are in for him. Arsenal, I don't know why they'd want to bring him in, right? Because the reports are saying that he'd cost about $25 million. How many goalkeepers are Arsenal going to sign, bro? Like, Arteta has a fetish for goalkeepers. Like, we get it, bro. You want to find somebody else, but you have David Raya, right? You also had Ramsdale that you let go as well. Like, they're still trying to find a goalkeeper that's better than Emi Martinez. He should have just kept Emi Martinez. You should have never sold him. But I don't really see us getting this player. Again, it does depend on what happens with Lunin, because as of right now, goalkeeper is not a priority, right? The report is saying that Real Madrid have contacted Jean Garcia's entourage and informed them of their interest. The player's patience and Lunin's possible departure would be key for a deal. So, look, if he's willing to wait and see what happens, then maybe. But I don't want Lunin to leave. But I do think it definitely is a possibility. And then if he does leave, then we would have to go into the market and get a proper number 2. Because as we've seen at Real Madrid over the last few seasons, injuries are going to happen. We've been injury and hospital FC for the last 2-3 years, bro. So you need a competent backup goalkeeper. And Jean Garcia could be that. But it just depends on what he wants to do, because other clubs can offer him the number 1 and start week in, week out. We cannot offer him that at the moment. So we'll see, right? Maybe he wants to stay in Spain. Probably doesn't want to go to Barca because of the rivalry between them and Barcelona. But at Barca, let's be real. Jean Garcia can go to Barcelona and start. Szczęsny is going to probably only stay 1 more year. And Ter Stegen is shit. Ter Stegen out was trending. Barcelona fans are begging this guy to leave. So he could be the number 1 goalkeeper for one of the biggest clubs in the world. That is more attractive than sitting on the bench for Real Madrid and only playing in Copa del Rey and a couple of La Liga games. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But big up to my guy, Eugen, with the super chat. Oh, my days. Big up, my guy. Hold on.
Oh, yes!
You know I appreciate you always. Big up to everybody that's dropped super chats throughout this stream. He says, it's been a while since I joined the stream. Happy to catch it finally. Big up, Carnage Gang. What? Oh, Will, sorry. Don't read it out loud. Just some support as always. See, you put that at the end, but I'm gonna always read out the super chats, my guy. I appreciate the support so much, Eugen. Big up to you. Big up to everybody else that donated a little bit earlier as well. But let me do a few more questions, and then we're gonna wrap up, guys, because we do have Football Mania in about 3 hours. So I gotta get ready for that. I gotta make the thumbnail, the background, and things like that. So let's do a few more questions. But, big up everybody that's watching right now, man. Let's see. Jean Garcia starts at Barca. I mean, I don't think he would start over Szczęsny right now. Because Szczęsny was phenomenal this past season. Like, why would Barcelona want to disrupt that? But I don't think Szczęsny will stay at Barca for more than 1 more season. So then Jean Garcia can then be the starter after that. This is so disrespectful to Ter Stegen. I hate that our fans talk. Yeah, I mean, they are being pretty ruthless with Ter Stegen. I'm gonna be real. Like, I don't think Ter Stegen, maybe he is a bit washed, but I don't think he's as bad as Barca fans are making out. But at the same time, I'm not a Barca fan. So I'm not going to even try and argue it, right? If they're telling us that he's not good enough, I'm going to just believe them because they watch him a lot more than I have. So, but I don't think that Barca would have been as successful last season if they still had Ter Stegen. I don't think they would have looked as good. I have some really good one-liners. Nah, see, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I spit is bars, bro. Like, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Absolute bars. Hold on.
Yeah. Now listen, that's called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
I absolutely love that soundbite. Like, that is a phenomenal soundbite. Oh, my days. Ter Stegen just isn't good enough anymore. Fair. I don't need us to sign Garcia already, maybe a few years. Yeah, but if Lunin leaves, then we do have to be in the market for a goalkeeper, boss. The fact that Ter Stegen just came back from injury, good point. But, yo, guys, let's wrap it up here. Big up to everybody that's watching, right? I am going to redirect you to RSM, right? He's going to be doing a okay, I thought he was going to be doing a transfer show. I like, what the fuck is RSM doing, bro? I'm not seeing it. You know what? Because I'm a W mans, I'll stay live for a few more minutes. Hold on. 1 second, chat. I'll answer some more questions. Hold on. I'm hitting him up right now. Alright. I'll give him a few more minutes. Let me see what you guys are saying. Bro, Mbappe can easily score 5 hat tricks against Ter Stegen if we face Madrid? Huh? You writing that from a Barca fan. Oh, okay. Hold on. Hold on, chat. All right. Change of plans. Let's raid somebody else. All right. Let's, who's live, guys? Is Touchline live? Yeah, you know what? Touchline.
If Bruno leaves.
Touchline is live. Let's raid Touchline, bro. I think he's talking about Bruno Fernandes. He actually upgraded his stuff. This is okay. Look, I love to see the progression. Hold on, chat. 1 second. For some reason, on Carnage Extra, I can't raid people. Like, the redirect option is not there. So, I don't know. It's super weird. But, let me get a few more chats in since I had you guys waiting for a minute. The problem with Barca fans is that they cross a certain line and not only completely disrespect the club, also there are Barca fans who don't understand facts. Big up. Thank you for the content. Nah, thank you guys for watching. Come on, bro. It wouldn't be as fun if I didn't have you guys tuning in. Ter Stegen is done, yeah, but why can't we respect him and appreciate what he's done over the years? Let him leave as our club legend and not hashtags. Fair enough. I do think that Ter Stegen has been there for a lot of Barca's success that a lot of these fans have seen. So, now, I mean, look, that's a good point, Eugen. But, all right, guys, look, let's wrap up here, man. Big up to everybody. Shout out to damn chat every single time. We'll be back in a couple of hours with Football Mania. And then tomorrow, we will be live on Carnage Extra, where we will be watching PSG versus Inter. It should be a lit game. But, yeah, people, in a bit. Peace.
Yeah.